We are back now at the corner of West Florissant and Canfield Drive, where a group of protesters have made their way from the Mike Brown Memorial site to West Florissant and are getting ready to proceed out onto West Florissant at some point. Several dozen people, many of them in cars now. And people are waiting at the traffic light at Canfield in West Florissant. Thank you, Penelope. Good tip. Seems to have, well, the lighting's a little bit better here, although it's honestly not great, but better than it was down by the apartments. And yeah, we can do landscape. Holding the phone in landscape's kind of a pain, but what can you do? And at this point, the intersection. People were holding at the intersection, and now they're going to proceed down West Florissant. So we are heading south on West Florissant. Not a huge group of protesters, so really only one lane is being occupied at this point. So fast-moving group here. And the group's slowly spreading out, so traffic is getting by in the center turn lane still. Those of you who have ever been out here for the protests know this stretch of West Florissant very well. The Boys and Girls Club is here right now. That used to be a Quick Trip.
We shut it down! We shut it down! Who shut it down? We shut it down! Who shut it down? We shut it down! Who shut it down? We shut it down!
You know what? I'm wrong. I think the Boys and Girls Club was something else. The Urban League has a building further down that used to be the Quick Trip. Back in 2014, this stretch of West Florissant was the location of a great many huge protests, and people came here from all over the country and all over St. Louis as well, thousands and thousands of them. And this here is the Ferguson Market, which is, of course, the place where they released the video to the police. That set off a lot of confrontation. Excuse me. And protesters have arrived here. And there's a whole lot of people coming up in this small parking lot, so it's getting ready to be something here. There was a period a few years ago where protests were focused at this Ferguson Market. They went on for quite a while, and nothing ever came of it. Their liquor license got renewed, and in fact the people who own the Ferguson Market also bought the liquor doctor down in Berkeley. So customers getting ready to get out of here.
That shit's a wrap. No gas, no water, no nothing.
And this parking lot is pretty well locked down at this point. So we are here at the corner of Ferguson Avenue in West Florissant now.
Yeah, that's the same corner.
At the Ferguson Market.
That's all I had to think about. I'm like, that's the same license plate. I don't think it's license plate. I don't think it's license plate. They own this and some other stuff. They all have for all the.
Well, they own the liquor doctor. Damn, I need some water.
No justice! No justice! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! Fuck this racist down! Police! Fuck this racist down! Fuck this racist down! What do we want? What do we want? What do we want?
I've been in the Ferguson Market one time, and it is one of the most depressing and pathetic retail outlets I've ever seen. Honestly, the kind of money they make in these places, they really could step up their game.
Shut it down!
And anybody from public works in Ferguson watching. That's a code violation right there.
We shut it down. We shut it down. We shut it down. Police.
That's a code violation. That electrical outlet's a code violation. And I could probably find a bunch more. Still a fairly small group here, but enough to shut this place down, which is the objective. Yeah, Ferguson code enforcement needs to step up their game at the Ferguson market. That is for sure. So at this point, the Ferguson market is closed for the evening. They may not know it yet, but they are shut down.
Ain't no more cars with us that can block this side off. You want to stay in the middle because you can use it.
What about his truck?
I don't know if he's sticking around now.
Hey, bro.
Hey.
You sticking with us?
No, I got to hit work.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Yep. You hit me up on Facebook. All right, I'll let you know when I move things around.
Justin Fitz, the convenience store, is the one that snitched on Mike Brown. They didn't make any deals with him. That's why protesters are out here. Honestly. So the Ferguson Avenue entrance is blocked off, and they've now blocked off the West Florissant entrance as well. I would assume, well, whatever deal they made it after they ratted him out by turning over a video to the police, which the police immediately released to the media like the day after he got killed. Uh-oh.
It ain't nothing but some overheating, Steve.
Oh. Somebody at McDonald's having car trouble. All that steam's coming out of their car.
Girl, that was a setup. They're trying to set us up. Trying to distract us. Hey! Let them out! Let them get out. Namaste!
Kind of surprised the police aren't here yet. Sounds like they did lots of business with him, actually.
To the right, to the right.
Police! Police!
Okay. And the police have arrived, or at least one car. Let's go up here and see what's going on. One, two. Okay, so there's two Ferguson cops here. At this point, I believe the parking lot is cleared of everybody except for people involved in the action and media. Hey, how you doing, man? Yeah. They regular people, I know that they feel these guys too deep. They in us what happened in COVID. Nobody can know
Okay, we gonna shut this bitch down.
Okay, cops went into the market. Right behind you.
Like that black lady. Come on, let them women do women shit. Man, we want this store gone. Show us some respect and shape.
Hey, Justin Fitz, you're about to get voted off the island. People got masks on, idiot. Alright, I'm tired of looking at you. Bye. You troll, you roll. And Justin Fitz, you are gone. For those of you just tuning in, we are live from the Ferguson Market at the corner of Ferguson Avenue in West Florissant near Canfield Green Apartments, Ferguson, Missouri. The Ferguson Market was one of the focal points of the Mike Brown protests in 2014.
She got enough for these punch niggas that's running for. That's doing shit for. Who shut shit down? We shut shit down. Who shut shit down? We shut shit down.
At the moment, 3 officers are inside the market, just standing there. Not really sure what they're doing. I would assume probably waiting until additional ones show up. So let's go out in the parking lot and take a peek here. So far, we've got 3 officers, 2 cars. And that is still all that's here. I assume there will be more here shortly. This is the Ferguson Market at the corner of West Florissant and Ferguson Avenue. Right in the middle of where the big protests were back in August of 2014 and following. And for those of you who missed the news, people are out here tonight in response to the announcement by St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell that there will be no further prosecution of Darren Wilson, which honestly, I don't think too many people were surprised by that. So we have one additional police car pulling in now. So that's gonna be a couple of more, probably. Let's go up here and see. Yep, two more. Brings them up to 5 officers on the scene, several dozen protesters. And a lot of the protesters brought their vehicles here, so.
Don't say the same shit you just said over there. You!
Hey, we're not doing that. Let that girl get on her bus stop so she can catch the next bus. Bus stop, bro. Hey, let her get on her bus stop and leave. No, you already got a bus in for her. It ain't the time. We can be in I don't go up there to we down here to shut down their business.
No social workers needed. And the original 3 cops are still in there.
Who shut shit down? Who shut shit down?
We're live at the Ferguson Market in Ferguson, Missouri. A place that
What the fuck is everybody on?
was a controversial target during the big protests back in 2014. Protesters here today in memory of Mike Brown on the evening of the announcement by the St. Louis County prosecutor that indeed there will be no further action taken against the officer.
Okay, but they not bothering you now. They ask you to leave. Now, come on now. Come on now. I understand we're supposed to but see everybody there. Come on now. They not bothering you no more.
This young lady wants to start a fight.
All she needs is a drink. They give her a drink, a cigarette, or something to poison her. She good. Look at her. She don't even want to leave. She don't even want to leave.
Messed up.
Somebody got to keep egging it on.
Okay, and the team additional cops are out of their car and just standing by up there. So we'll keep an eye on that. At this point, still, everybody's out here, and the place is shut down. Doors open, but nobody's shopping. Yes, everybody that you're seeing here is protesters. Except that one lady back there by the ATM machine. She's mad because she can't go in and get a drink. But everybody else is a protester. Yes.
Indict, convict, send all those killer cops to jail.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
Let's see what the police situation is. Still just the same two, just hanging out at their car. Tina, what happened when? I'm not sure what you're asking about. If you clarify your question, I would be happy to answer it. Looks like some of the protesters have now made their way into the store. It's a protest. That's why everyone's outside.
They sell poison in our
Dope and liquor is still open.
And that's they call right there. We like that license.
Anything you need that says poison is right here. Can be sold across the counter legally. But you won't get it in Westport. You won't get it in West County. You won't get it in Chesterfield. But you can get it in our community. And then our tax dollars stand around and protect it. You got politicians that don't represent us, that roll off what happened and what started at the very store. All of them are in office as a result of what started us fighting, doing the good work, putting them in office, thinking they were going to do what they needed done. And all of them sitting on their ass right now, doing nothing, saying nothing.
Okay, let's back off and see what's going on. Still no additional cops here. 3 inside, 2 out back, standing by their car, sitting in their car now. Okay, so the story on the shop, I will tell it again. In 2014, shortly before Mike Brown was killed, he went into this shop and had some sort of dispute with the people that run the shop. Rumor had it that there was marijuana dealing going on at the shop and some sort of disagreement on what was going down. And when Mr. Brown left the shop, he threw some cigars down on the ground as he walked out the door or something like that. I forget exactly, but anyway, the shop owner released the video to the police, and as a result, this store has become a focus of protesting from time to time. And at this point, still a standoff with protesters out front, 3 police officers and a small group of protesters inside the store. The evening started probably an hour and a half ago with a small memorial on Canfield Drive at the spot where Mike Brown was killed. Protesters then proceeded out of the Canfield neighborhood onto West Florissant and down to the Ferguson Market, where they are standing right now.
to fight back.
Mike Brown me.
We got to fight back.
Mike Brown me.
We got to fight back.
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 They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke.
This ain't no game.
This ain't no joke.
This ain't no game.
This ain't no joke.
This ain't no game. Anyone from day one. Anyone from day one.
Second
Anyone from day one.
one black, one white.
Anyone from day one. Anyone from day one. Anyone from day one. These are some of my old generation.
One openly racist, and the other one I just don't have words for. I just don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, Deborah, that helicopter was not circling around here. That was somebody in a big hurry to get somewhere. They were heading west at a very high rate of speed.
Represent us, openly represent us. Regardless of the consequences. We got to start screening our leadership. Quit accepting anybody. Quit accepting people just based on the color of their skin. At the end of the day, if they ain't qualified to do the job, get them out of there.
So, a couple of people coming out of the store.
No. Well, I was on. I was doing something
We don't get it! We don't get it! We don't get it! We don't get it! They think it's a game! They think it's a game! They think it's a game! They think it's a game!
Let's go take a peek inside. See what's going on there.
This ain't no game! 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 This ain't no game!
So there's a little group of people up at the front conversing with the police officers. Yeah, that's very interesting. Hello, Diane. For those of you just tuning in, we are coming to you live from West Florissant at Ferguson Avenue near Canfield Green Apartments in Ferguson, Missouri, at the Ferguson Market, which was the site of incidents early on in the Mike Brown saga. And a group of several dozen protesters who started the evening with a quiet memorial on Canfield Drive have now proceeded to the Ferguson Market, where they are shutting it down. There's a protest, man. They shut down. Mike Brown. Mike Brown. Yeah. It's shut down, man. It's shut down. And people now chanting, hey, hey, ho, ho, Wesley Bell has got to go. I'll tell you what, people still remember this 2 years from now. It's going to be rough for Mr. Bell.
How many people you got on there?
112.
What you on? Facebook?
Yeah. I want to do a tour of the store. That'd be Can somebody explain this to Marjorie?
Come on out here, people. Get to 9101 West Florissant. 9101 West Florissant. We need your help. Come on. Get out here.
Hey, how are you?
I didn't know he was such a big cyclist. I was like, what? I thought you were getting one. Okay, nobody's explaining it to Marjorie. The store owners are the same people who owned it back in 2014, so this is the long shadow of what happened about 6 years ago here. And hey, if you're still with us, whoever told me to hold the phone sideways, thank you for that. That really does improve things. And since it looks like we're going to be here for a while, if you've got friends who would be interested in the live stream, please share it to your timeline. We got plenty of room for anybody who wants to come in and watch. And we'll see what happens. Right now, just a peaceful crowd hanging out in front of the store. 3 police officers inside the store. And out here, mostly just trying to encourage people to shop elsewhere. Hey, Tony. One of my friends sent it to me. That's one of them good ones. I could stream for like 48 hours straight with that thing. Only thing is so heavy I can't.
Like that, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, if I'm on my bike, I've got it in here. But then I got this cord to contend with, so one way or the other. Yeah, battery life is the bane of the live streamer. And an old friend of mine from back when I had the radio show did me the great favor of sending me an external battery that is spectacular. It's got, I think it'll run my phone for 48 hours, which is incredible. Whoa! Thought we were going to be live streaming a crash there for a second. Okay. So the people coming in and out of the store are protesters, not customers. That's a protester there. They were inside talking with the police, and now they're coming back outside. The group of protesters out here is slowly growing. And let's go do another check around back and see whether more police have shown up. Because at this point, there's only 5 police on site. So, okay, there is 1, 2, 3 police cars, same as before. Most of them are just hanging out back behind the store. In the past, the police have been fairly swift and aggressive in forcing people out of here and demanding that they not interfere with the operation of the store. That does not seem to be happening right now, or at least it hasn't so far. I don't know whether it's for lack of manpower or because they have made a decision not to do it, but they are not.
This ain't no game! This ain't no game! This ain't no game!
Patrick, I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Bell was the subject of protests at some time in the future, but that's not my call. I just live stream them. Yeah, the Flaming Hots in there are probably expired, Hilton. You probably want to pick a better store to shop at than the Ferguson Market. That's probably some gray market merchandise in there. Still a small group of protesters inside the store talking with the police. Yeah, that might be some rock hard Cheetos they're selling in there. You'd probably be better to just go to Schnucks or something where they have regular stock rotation and all that. Or either that, if you want to save some money, you can go to Aldi, because those Aldi Cheetos are really good. So we are up to 4 police cars, and I don't think that Hyundai SUV is anything to do with them. I think that just happened to be here. And they're all just hanging out on the church parking lot behind the Ferguson market, so nothing transpiring there as of yet. There's a few more cops than was in there before, but not many. They shut down, man. They shut down. Is it the store owner's fault? I think people have what is technically called a beef with the store owner. Yeah, I think people would be delighted if he would close. In fact, I can tell you that last year protesters went to the city council meeting and tried to get the city council to not renew their liquor license, but the city council, which has really frowned on these little liquor stores as a general rule, developed a great affection for the Ferguson market when protesters wanted it shut down. And that, my friends, is part of the contentious history here in Ferguson. This year, all of the liquor licenses were renewed in one bill with no dissent from the council at all. And there wasn't any effort by protesters to stop it. Well, of course they have a customer base. So does the crack dealer standing on the corner. The fact that you have customers doesn't mean that you're good, right? I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit better look inside the store for y'all, because if you've ever been to a Quick Trip, which is a clean, nice, well-stocked store with courteous cashiers and so on and so forth, this is basically the opposite of a Quick Trip, okay? So that is the Ferguson market. Oh, go on. don't have storage room here. Because you can see there's just boxes and junk stacked all over the place in this store. So those of you out in the comfortable suburbs who are used to a nice, clean convenience store that you go to, this is the Ferguson Market. This is not your neighborhood Quick Trip store, okay? And look at that, $6.19 for a pack of cigarettes. I smoked a little bit when I was in college. I'm glad I quit. That's too much money. $6.19 a pack. I'd have to really make a lot of money. But you can get Night Owl cigars too for $1, so there is that. Prior to the protests, there was a Quick Trip here, which unfortunately was the victim of arson. So, for those of you just tuning in, we are coming to you live from the Ferguson Market, which is at the corner of Ferguson Avenue in West Florissant, Ferguson, Missouri. The Ferguson Market was the place that initially called the police on Mike Brown, and so a lot of people feel they played a role in his death. You think I'm in charge of the rioting? That's funny. I'm not in charge of anything but myself. Most of the people protesting have masks. A few of them don't. But it's also worth noting that for the most part, people are outside and 6 feet apart. And to the best of my knowledge, being outside, it's very unlikely for coronavirus to spread. So, but if you look around, most people do have masks of some sort or another. See, mask. Alright, that guy's got his mask under his chin, which I do at the moment, but I'm pulling it back up. But look, I'm 15 feet from the nearest person, so it's really nothing to worry about. Yeah, Michelle, isn't that funny? People hate what I'm doing, but they can't turn it off. Let me tell you, y'all, anybody who's watching who's offended by this or upset, if you're watching the live stream, your internet works. And if the internet works, you could go pop on some Netflix or something. I've always said, if you don't like the show, change the channel. Yeah, 6 feet apart except for those who aren't. Correct. But also, the vast majority of them are wearing masks. So, Shane, you don't have to record it. It'll be on my timeline as soon as it's over. All you got to do is come back and click play. No reason to record at all. And if you don't like the show, please change the channel. I will say that this has gone on for an uncharacteristically long time based on prior experience I've had with them shutting this market down. We'll go over and check on the police out back again and see what's going on. Because typically they've been fairly quick. But no, doesn't look like there's anything going on back here. They shut down. There's a stream of water going across their parking lot. Oh, yeah. Apparently the neighbor's building drains into this parking lot. Great. Well, Shane, I'm sorry the protests aren't up to your standards, but if you'd like to come help them out, feel free to stop by. There's the address right there. Yeah, the trolls always seem to turn out. Huh? Yeah.
What's your name? I want to look at this later.
Nick Kassoff, Kassoff. What? They're handing out free drinks? I know you didn't buy one. People in there drinking beverages now. What the heck? I was inviting the gentleman who was complaining to come, since he said the protests were not up to his high standards. Yes, love that Second Amendment indeed. I'm a life member of the NRA. I wish they were still supporting the Second Amendment. Alright, Shane, I'm tired of listening to you. Bye. Okay. That should cut the trolling by about 50%. Danny, Missouri is an open carry state, so you don't have to have a reason. We have a constitutional right to keep and bear arms. I don't disagree, Kimberly. That's not a bad thing. I accept all viewpoints. I do not accept trolling. Trolling is not permitted. You troll, you roll. Danny, are you from Missouri or somewhere else? Because Missouri actually, a few years back, passed open carry. And I'm not going to say you see it all the time everywhere, but it is enshrined in the laws of our state. So, a private building owner can prohibit firearms in the building, and then you have to leave it in your car. You're from Canada, okay. Right, yeah, this is Missouri. Missouri is an open carry state, and we also have constitutional concealed carry. So you can get a concealed carry permit, and it increases your rights in certain circumstances. But generally speaking, you can have a gun and you can carry a gun in Missouri, and it is perfectly legal. And I'm going to say, as a supporter of the Second Amendment, I'm encouraged to see that there are people in the black community who are no longer buying the Kool-Aid of gun control. As far as gunfights, look, the people that are open carrying and the people that are getting concealed carry permits and buying firearms from gun dealers, those aren't the ones going out and killing people, okay? You know, I've got a handful of guns. And, right, CCW is needed for reciprocity with other states. And, no, I've got a handful of firearms. I thought, you know, mine will probably never kill anybody. I mean, if somebody comes into my house at the wrong time, they might. But overall, no. It is starting to look like a block party. I'm not going to disagree, but this is a protest, and the Ferguson market is shut down. The assault rifle is here for the protest, not for the convenience store. And actually, it's a semi-automatic, so strictly speaking, it's not an assault rifle, but nope. You are permitted to carry a weapon. You are not permitted to aim it at people. That is where you cross the line legally. If you aim a firearm at somebody, that ain't gonna work. Right, and Missouri has stand your ground as well. Another police check. Nothing doing back there. Were it not for the fact that nobody's buying anything, this would be a much busier than usual night for the Ferguson market. Okay, what's this? Oh, an ambulance. Okay. And at this point, for some reason, a whole bunch of people are crowding around the door. Let's get up here and see what's going on. What's going on? They giving out free sodas? Say what? Oh, okay. Man.
Yeah, I know it's pretty entertainment. It look like you ain't got shit else to do with your life.
Yeah, all right. You don't even know who I am. I've been out here since 2014, man. All right. Not every night, no. Pretty much everybody has on masks. You're not looking. There's a few people that don't, but look around. See, mask. Everybody got masks on. There's a couple of people here and there that don't. And if they're outside on the parking lot, they might have them off, but let me scroll back and find Danny. I haven't been... Alright, Danny, I'm going to give you one last warning because you're from Canada. But you're about ready to get the boot. You're about to get the boot. No. That would be better, Danny. No, it's not a Trump rally. You can't catch COVID from alive. You know what? That reminds me of something really funny. And So the other day I was tuned into a Ferguson City Council meeting, which was being conducted on Zoom. And several, everybody was attending the meeting from their own home. And you could see several of the people were sitting in their own house with masks on. And I'm thinking, you cannot get corona through Zoom. But yeah, several people were sitting there in their own house. And there was one lady who was sitting outside in her yard. And I know where she lives. These people have acres. She's sitting outside in her own yard with a mask on. I'm like, really? I have a wide range of people on my Facebook in terms of their view on the masks. And there's people on my feed who I believe probably take a shower with a mask on. And then there's other people who would drive 50 miles to shop in a store that doesn't require a mask. And I'm going to say this. Common sense, people. Common sense with the masks, right? If you're in a building with other people, you gotta have a mask. Yes, there are barefoot people. Look, barefoot. I think that's the only ones. Can I get rid of Will? Let me scroll back and see what he's doing. Oh yeah, alright. Yeah, Will, bye-bye. He's trolling. No warning. Sorry. Wilbur is gone. But yeah, I see people working in their yard with a mask on. I see people walking outside down the street with a mask on. I mean, you can wear a mask whenever you want to, but it's really not necessary unless you're in extended proximity of other people, and especially if you're inside. But other than that, it's really not necessary. You can mow your grass, you can sit in your house and watch TV, you can ride your bike or go out for a walk, and you don't need a mask. But please, please, if you're going to the store, put a mask on. Because here in Missouri especially, we are spiking. Battle rapping's like the 80s, Danny. Come on, man. You are like way behind the times. That is the 80s.
Where she go? Where she go? This bitch run with expired tip test. What? They expired us 10 tests.
So are they just going to close or what?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, they closing.
Oh. I guess that means party over, right?
You saw that you locked the door, so.
Huh. Well, all right then. It's starting to feel like it. It's kind of getting more of a block party vibe. Are we gonna dock Stanny? Is that what's going on here? Let's see here. So they have locked the building, and it appears the store might be closing for the night. Police still just loitering in the back. 4 cars still there? No? 3 cars. So it looks like we may be wrapping this up soon. Yeah, Trump, the only reason why the NRA and anybody else is supporting Trump is because the anti-gun rhetoric from the Democrats is so strong. It's just by comparison. I'm a libertarian. I think you should be able to have whatever you want to have. Alrighty, Jimmy, good night. The PSA on masks, yes. Huh?
Why is he recording? What is he recording? So get the fuck on.
The hostility. Go ask Daruba who I am.
What?
Go ask Daruba who I am. He knows me. Go ask Daruba who I am. He knows me.
Who do?
A bunch of people here know me. Daruba knows.
They don't want you recording my grandfather.
Why? Where he at?
Right there. Right there now.
Oh, all right. No, I'll keep it off of him. That's cool. That's fine. I didn't even see him. It's live. Nah, I didn't even see him.
But nah, he was right around. He wasn't even focusing on that note.
I didn't even see him. I actually didn't even know he was here till somebody told me.
White shirt, he worked there. I'm not watching him. I know, right here.
Oh, the police getting ready to leave. Really? Alright, well, one police car just left. Cool. Apparently, the store is closed, the police are leaving, and I think that's it. The street race. No. Alright, folks, well, I believe that is a wrap. We'll stick it out for a couple more minutes, but the The police are starting to leave. The store has closed. And I think people are going to start trickling out of here pretty soon. So we have been live tonight, first briefly from Canfield Green and then at the Ferguson Market at the corner of West Florissant and Ferguson Avenue in Ferguson, Missouri. And one last time for those of you who are unfamiliar, this is the store where Mike Brown got some cigars shortly before the police killed him on Canfield Drive, just a few blocks from here. But yeah, looks like we are done for this evening. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. If you haven't done so yet, please send me a friend request, and you'll get notified next time we're doing a live stream. Bye-bye.